The main structure of the roof will consist of 25 galvanized tubes. Due to the angle of our house where the ICF wall is, it's made figuring out the measurements, angles, and slopes super complicated. For real, without Tony, aka Mr. T, and his magic construction calculator, I don't think we could have figured it out without doing days of calculations, but more about that later. Okay, so the 25 tubes will be placed across the top of the structure and overhang 2 feet and 18 inches on these two sides, and range in length due to the angle of the ICF wall. We have to have extensions here to be able to place the tubes on these two ends of the house. And we need to weld risers to create the slope for the roof, which adds a whole nother layer of complication to the angle wall, but that's a whole different video. We're planning on eventually making this area into a rooftop deck so we can come hang out up here. Patience you must have. So to create the tubes, we need to get the angle of this wall and duplicate it on the end of the tubing. After doing all of this, I will definitely think twice about making angles in future projects. Okay, let's raise the roof, literally. A while back, we picked up these galvanized tubes while shopping for the steel for our entrance structure. It's probably one of the best deals we made for the house so far, but getting them here was a challenge, that's for sure. Anyways, first thing we did was cut them all to the correct length and put the correct angle on the end of them to correspond to the angle of the ICF wall. After all the tubes were cut to size, I welded a plate on the end of each tube. This is what we'll use to attach the fascia. We need to weld in some extensions for the roof overhang. So Viant is taking some measurements and making a prototype to be sure everything will fit well. Once we double-checked everything, we started cutting out the roof extensions with the plasma cutter. After the extensions were cut, we double-checked they fit well. And then we used some leftover corrugated panels from our shipping container cutouts to close up the ends of the extensions. So here we have all the wood laid out for when the crane comes to put the tubes up here. Got all the tubes in place. Well, that's not where they're going, but we at least separated the bundles. Eventually, they will span across the whole roof, perpendicular to the containers, which is how they're laying now. Another step done. Now that the tubes are on the roof, we're ready to start building the structure. Pretty crazy to remember when it was just one container on the foundation. Man, we sure have come a long way in this crazy journey. It's always nice to take a look back and remember where we started to get a good idea of how far we've come over the years. Since the tubes are ready to go, we started working on installing the risers. This is what the tubes will sit on and how we will create the slope for the drainage. Got one of the risers right there, another one over there. These two are already welded in place, and then when we are finished welding the risers in place, we're going to take this tube and put it on top, weld the tube to the risers, and do that times 25. Doing work out on the ranch, Pacific Pines Ranch, yeah. We slowly worked our way from one side of the roof to the other. And then we painted the risers once we were finished installing them. We basically are at the end of what we can install without some special equipment. And just wait until you see what we have to do to finish the rest. But first, a word from today's sponsor. I was wondering how we should upgrade this part of the house. Then I got an idea. Let's install the biggest, comfiest sofa we could find. So we jumped right in and started setting up this KENNA sofa from CHITA Living. After a long day, all we want to do is relax together on a big, comfy sofa. And now we finally can. Another feature that I love about this sofa is it's completely modular. So when you want to change it up, all you have to do is just move it around how you want. This makes the KENNA sofa really versatile and easy to rearrange if you're having a movie night or company over and need to switch things up. It's like having multiple sofas in one. The large size means a big family can snuggle up all together, or you can sprawl out in this sofa oasis. The deep seats make it absolutely perfect for relaxing. The feather-filled cushions are not only incredibly comfortable, the covers are machine washable and reversible, which makes it easier to clean and maintain. Don't worry if you've got kids or pets, because this sofa is easy to clean. And it comes with a 1-year warranty. We've been looking forward to sinking into a big, comfy sofa after a long day. And the KENNA sofa collection from CHITA Living has fulfilled our sofa dreams. This sofa is the definition of comfort, and I love that we can switch up the setup anytime we want. KENNA sofa collection comes in multiple colors and configurations, so be sure to head over to CHITALiving.com to check out all the options. Also, don't forget to use our exclusive discount code to get $100 off while it lasts. CHITA offers free swatches to see if their products will work for you, so head over to CHITA Living and check out their amazing home decor products and accessories. This sofa is so incredibly comfortable. I absolutely love it, and it's gonna be the perfect place to come relax after a long day of working on our container house. Be sure to click the exclusive link in the description if you guys are interested in picking up a KENNA sofa from CHITA Living. There's a bunch of different options on their website, so head to their website and check it out. Special thank you to CHITA Living for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. Remember when we made the prototype for the roof extensions? Well, now we have to adjust the risers for the roof extensions, and that's what we're working on now. This side of the roof is manageable because we have the cantilever balcony on the 3rd level. But eventually, we had to rent a lift to access the other areas of the roof we couldn't reach. Then we finally got to start welding in the roof extensions. Viant had a little "I believe I can fly" moment, but then we got right back to work. And just like that, all the tubes and risers are installed. Sometimes you gotta work with the tools you've got. And in this scenario, I have a plasma cutter. So that's what I used to try to cut the end of this huge I-beam. We did the same thing on the opposite side, and then I welded a plate on the end of each side of the I-beam. Remember the plates I welded on the end of the galvanized tubing? Well, now we are installing some pressure-treated wood using wood-to-metal screws and screwing them into the plates. Then we will attach the fascia to the wood. So now we are going around and working on installing the fascia. This day was really hard for us because we kept having equipment issues. Like right here, we are struggling with the airless paint sprayer. But we worked through it and eventually got it all painted.
Time to party.
Game time! Now we have all the plywood on the roof, it's time to start installing it. We're using the same wood to metal screws we used on the ends of the tubing, and we also struggled with this step because a few of them broke and got stuck, so that was super fun. But eventually we got a good workflow going and things seemed to get easier. I ended up pre-drilling all of the holes, and Viant installed the self-drilling wood to metal screws. I think we did somewhere around 1,500 holes and screws. Pretty crazy. Now that we have all the plywood installed for our roof, it's time to move on to the next step. We're using a 2-part roof system, and now we're working on installing the first layer. Once the first layer was down, we installed the drip edge around the roof and worked our way across the roof. Once the first layer and the drip edge were installed, we were able to start installing the final layer. Also, just a side note, if you guys want to see the full videos of each step for the roof, check out the roof playlist. I'll be sure to link it in the description. When we were done with the first half of the roof, we did the exact steps with the second half, installing the first layer, the drip edge, and then the top layer. After several really long days, and after facing many challenges, we did it. The roof was one of the most challenging steps we've taken in our container build journey. We definitely fought against Mother Nature to complete this step, and it tested all of our limits, both mentally and physically. This was our first time ever building a roof, and we're pretty happy with how it turned out. There are still a few things to install and add to the roof, but overall, we are dried in and ready to start the next step. I am so happy with how things are turning out. We are building this house together, but this house, in a way, is also building us. With each challenge we face and overcome, we learn about ourselves and build strength and resilience. We have so much more to share with you all, so be sure to subscribe to join us on this crazy journey. Help support our channel by leaving a comment, liking, and sharing this video. As always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with our projects and adventures on Pacific Pines Ranch. We put out new videos every Saturday, and sometimes even during the week, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss any. Okay, bye!